You know, horror in the digital age is a whole different beast. So today, we're going to tear apart this short, absolutely terrifying script called The Final Notification. We're not just retelling it, we're going to see what makes it tick and how it creates such a modern, unique kind of dread.
It all kicks off with this, just a simple message. No context, no sender, just a deadline. It's such a perfect hook, right? It's this mix of urgent and mysterious that just grabs you right away.
No, seriously, think about it for a second. Would you just brush it off as spam, a prank from a friend, or would that tiny little seed of anxiety start to grow in the back of your mind? That hesitation, that uncertainty? That is exactly where this kind of horror begins. It makes you part of the story before it even starts. Okay, so let's get into part one, the setup. Every single great horror story needs to start with normal before it gets terrifying. And this script, it does it with incredible efficiency. The setting is stripped down to the bone, it's late, you're probably tired, your guard is way down, and that specific time, 11:57, it immediately feels like a countdown to midnight, doesn't it? And here's our main character. He's not some action hero, he's just a guy. He's alone, he's tired, he's completely relatable, which also means he's incredibly vulnerable. We can instantly see ourselves in his place. So, this technique is absolutely crucial in horror. It's called exposition. By setting up this perfectly boring, everyday scene, the script builds this little bubble of safety around you. And the entire point of that bubble is to make it that much more shocking, that much more personal when it gets violently popped. And that brings us to the next phase. This is where that ordinary, safe little world starts to crack, and the tension really ramps up, one message at a time. So after he dismisses that first message, this one comes through, and bam, everything changes. This is not a random message anymore. This is personal. It implies that someone is watching him right now. The threat is suddenly in the room with him. Just look at how quickly this thing escalates. We go from an impersonal text you'd probably just delete to a message that proves they have impossible knowledge of what he's doing. The threat literally evolves from digital noise into a real, immediate danger, and that changes everything. And all of this is happening against that ticking clock. The script uses this 3-minute countdown so brilliantly. Every new notification doesn't just add another layer of fear, it also reminds you that time is almost up, which just cranks up the pressure. And then we get this. This is where it gets really creepy. The message tells him to check his laptop camera, and what he finds is just wrong. It's not a live feed. It's a static image of him from just seconds ago. This moment just breaks the rules of reality, pushing the horror into something almost supernatural. And here it is, the moment the psychological terror just goes off the charts. That static image, his own frozen double, moves. It looks up, right at him, and it smiles. The threat isn't just watching anymore. It's intelligent, it's evil, and it is absolutely toying with him. Okay, deep breath. We've hit the climax. The digital threat is about to get terrifyingly physical. The countdown is over, and whatever has been doing this has arrived. The final text is a warning, a classic horror move that just works every time. But is it a real warning, or is it the tormentor itself, just savoring these last few seconds of fear? That ambiguity is just agonizing. And then you hear it. The sound cuts through the silence. It's real. Again, it's so deliberate. It just forces you to sit there in the tension, to wait, just like he is. That last final sound, there's no getting away from it now. The thing from the phone is officially on the other side of that door. And with that, every last bit of hope is just gone. 2 simple words. It's over. He lost. But wait, the story doesn't actually end there. The resolution reveals the true nature of this horror, and honestly, it's way more chilling. Let's look at what happens last. We never actually see what's behind the door. We just get darkness and silence, which, let's be real, is way scarier than any monster they could show us. But the real gut punch is step 3. A new notification is sent. The horror isn't over. It's a cycle, and it's just starting all over again with someone new. So what's the big takeaway? Why is a script this short so unbelievably good at creating dread? Well, it all boils down to a few key techniques. First, its minimalism is its greatest strength. It says so little that it forces our own imagination to do all the scary work.
Second, the pacing is perfect. It literally mimics a panic attack. Third, it plugs directly into our fears about technology, surveillance, and privacy. And finally, the most powerful tool in the box, the unknown. By never explaining who or what is behind this, the threat is limitless. It could be anything.
And what is just mind-blowing is that the entire script pulls all of this off in fewer than 200 words. Think about that. It's an absolute masterclass in narrative efficiency. It proves you don't need blood and guts to create pure psychological terror. And we end with the story's final, chilling line. It completely breaks the fourth wall. It stops being a story about some other guy and becomes a direct threat to us, the reader. It implies the cycle is endless, and the next victim could be anyone. It could be you, because the last notification is always yours.